We covered how to move a thingy around using your arrow keys on the keyboard. Of course, if you're left-handed, you can just get your values for your A, S, and D and W keys or whatever you like. Or set up a two-player game the same way. Very good. So now, one problem with this particular setup, okay, moves around just fine, but sometimes you may not see it there, but you'll go to press a key and there's just a little bit of lag before it actually begins to move, right? And also, if I try to press an up and a right key at the same time, it overrides one or the other. See, it won't allow you to press more than one at the same time. Okay, so that's kind of just a kind of quickie way to get you started. But then, if you need a little bit more responsiveness and feature, there is another method that folks have used around Khan Academy, where you are going to want to create an array first, basically, to store all of your keyboard input. Since you're having possibly you're going to be, like I said, pressing your up and right keys at the same time. So you're going to need to kind of store those values somehow, more than one, right? So we create a keys array. And then using our key pressed built-in function, we shall add whatever key codes are being entered into the keys array. Or basically, then the method of tracking those, which one is which, is kind of somewhat more memory intensive. So a way that somebody has found around that, kind of a workaround actually, is so in the array, I'm going to put the instead of just, let me just write it out. Keys here, key code, right? I showed you how to access your key code. Equals true out here. Equals true, like that. Okay, so what will happen now, I'm going to just press my key there. I'm still activated down here with this. So now, down here, all I have to do now is access the array instead, okay? And I no longer need to do all of this if key is pressed stuff, because obviously I'm calling the key press function, so yeah, clearly a key is pressed, so this will shorten it up a little bit. And now all I need to do is access my keys array here, right? So I can say if keys, and now of course it's finding keys, because yes, keys does exist, so fine. But I want a particular spot in the array, right? So like we had some numbers, there are 37, yeah. Then ball my if keys 37, yeah. That's all I need to do is check if that array equals true, because I've stored a true value in there. So it's the same as saying if this array slot equals true, right? Equals true. I could also say that, but same thing. Then update our ball there. Okay. So if keys 37, there we go. A little bit shorter. Nice code. Problem with that, when I let go, no, it's just going to keep going. Why? Because we've written this, the key, whatever key we pressed into our keys array now, and nowhere are we removing it, okay? So the way you can do that, or the way it's been done, and I've advocated this for years, but I was looking at it recently and going, okay, wait, it's not quite right. Release, there. Released, there. Key released equals function would be simply to just set that back to false. Okay, and this works, and that's what we've been doing around Khan Academy for quite some time now, and it allows you to, okay, so let me just, here, if keys 37, instead of, and this one says 39, so we'll just put 39 there, okay, and this one says 38, so this will be 38, etc., 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 40, here we go, okay, so now everything works according to the keyboard, and I can go diagonally. Hey, see, I can press more than one key at a time. Okay. One thing I was just about to do the tutorial, and I was just taking a look at the stuff, and of course I've learned a few things over the years. It occurred to me that what's actually happening here is, let's say, here, let me just create a different array. Var different array, different array equals, there's my different array, and okay, and in there I'm going to say, I'm going to put something in one of the slots, and you can do it this way. I could say var, let's make, well, I might as well spell it right while I'm doing it. Var different array, first slot, which would be 0 in any array, equals whatever, hello, okay. Nifty, okay. Var different array, I'm sorry, I don't need to redeclare, what am I saying? There. I'm just adding to a slot of an already existing array. The first slot equals hello. Okay. So now, just to illustrate, I can go down here inside my draw function, which is already set up, and I want to, here, let me, wait, print line, like that, my different array, there. Okay, see? So in my different array, since there's only one thing in different array, I can just call different array, and it will print the default one thing. So in that way, it kind of acts equally like a variable, but or independently, of course, I can access the specific slot, the print line 0. Right. Okay. So now I've put more than one. I put a variable in there, right? Okay. So clearly, if I want to add a second one there, did I say there? I can just say there. See, hello there. Print line, okay. So now here, so if I go different array, the whole thing, hello, comma, there. See, you're seeing the entire contents of the array, right? Now, that's all great, but let me also print my array length out here. What am I doing? Different array. Where am I actually printing? I'm sorry, I think I pasted over it. There, print line. Copy this and Now, what I want to print out is, instead of different array, I want also the length there. Okay, so it's a length of 2, right? I have two items in the array. You know, I put one at slot 0 and one at slot 4. Okay, now watch this. What happens if I take and make a slot at, say, Buddy, out here at, say, slot 16. Ooh. I have made an array of 16 slots now, okay? And because you can't actually have an array with all these empty spaces, you know. So if I just outright, here, let me just lose those. If I just outright declare an array, you know, at slot 16, it's automatically going to create the other ones. Those have null values in there, but they are now variables in an array nonetheless. See, just to make a long story really short, here, instead of only, okay, let me see, Buddy. So there's what I've done. Let's see, I've set one of the array values to true, right there, like that. And let me just lose this. Okay, there. That's what is happening here essentially, you know. And also, of course, see here. Let's say it's recording multiple keystrokes. Let's say, for instance, it's also getting the keyboard input, which happens to be 32 there, or whatever. Why it's saying 33 down here is beyond me. I just put 32 in there. How strange. Wow, I found a bug, folks. Of course, because it's the array slot 32, you know. Right, okay. So, but we're using that as corresponding value, right? Here it is. Array slot 32 equals true. That's right. And there are now 33 values in my array, you see, because I now threw 32 in there, you know, see, and they go from 0 to whatever number, okay? So now it's this long, right? Okay, great. So now if I go and just turn one of the array slots to false, you know, that's still going to work fine in the game code, you know, but I still have all these empty variables in there, you know. It's not taking up a whole lot of memory in a modern computer, you know, but it's, you know, it's just all these variables sitting there nonetheless, you know. Anyway, so as I said, trying to make a long story short, but I keep getting longer and longer. Instead of just turning this to false, I will instead say keys equals an empty array, you see. And then now, boom, all that extra stuff disappears the moment you release a key. See, I can, go press my keyboard input. Where am I here? Keys equals. Oh, I see what I did. There. And colon, there, okay. So now, when I update, okay, it's going to detect the value. Why is it not printing down here now? Print line, keys. I'm not printing out keys. I'm printing out my example I was talking about earlier. Paste. I'm going to press the value. It's so long. Let me see here. There. The value pops up down there. Let me press 1. 50. That's 50. See. 2. 51. The value, those values are in there in the array, but they get erased immediately, you see, instead of doing it this way, you know. Another kind of off-the-wall way to do that would be using an obscure thing called a hash map, you know. Let me just paste this in here because I don't really have the time to talk about it, I don't think, in the course of this video. But there it is. That allows you to access things by name.